Your next act used to live right near Calgary, out in Olds, and she just recently moved out to Vancouver and has apparently been doing quite well for herself out there. Give it up for Miss Linda Feuerhelm.
How y'all doing out there tonight? Oh, it's like, why is it so silent all of a sudden? Oh my god. Are you two a couple? Yes? Oh. Do you not want to be a couple? I'm just kidding. Do you want to be friends? I have friends, but they're kind of like oatmeal. Bunch of fucking flakes till you put them in hot water. You are cute as a button, though. But when was the last time you looked at a button and thought, fuck, I want to take my needle and thread and poke it in that hole? Just saying. This is my favorite time of year because I'm a German Jew. It was just tax season. But being a German Jew, I'll generally do half your taxes and demand all your money. Your fucking paperwork better be in order. It's also my worst time of year because I get allergies. And I didn't know I had allergies for the longest time, so one time I decided to down a shit ton of Robitussin. Before I did that though, my roommates I used to hack before I went to sleep. I used to cough myself to sleep, right? And I think my roommates got really upset with me one night and they slipped X-Lax in my Robitussin. Totally fucking cured it. Cured it. But the next day I decided to poke holes in their condoms. They never woke me up in the morning anymore. Sure did. I heard a story not too long ago. There was a lady in Pennsylvania. She was pulled over for a random check stop, and she had this ugly face on her, like, haha, I might be smuggling something. Turns out she had 53 balloons of heroin and $51.22 up her cooter. Now I understand the balloons of heroin. I can kind of get the $50, but what the fuck is with the 2 pennies? All of a sudden it's like, hang on, I got some change for you guys. Let me get that for you. What the hell? I am from Vancouver and I was working on a set not too long ago and there was a Russian lady there and I said something along the lines of, because I travel so much I don't really need a boyfriend. So don't worry, I was only joking. And she's like, oh, you're a lesbian. And I was like, no. And she's like, oh, you're homophobic. And I was like, in the same breath, did you just call me a homophobic lesbian? I prefer the term heterosexual. Or Albertan. I was doing a show in my hometown not too long ago of Olds, which Dustin mentioned. And we had a heckler. Now, granted, he was probably heckling me because I said something along the lines of, why is it when women take it up the ass, they walk normal, but when a guy takes it up the ass, he has to walk like this? So he yelled out, he goes, my gay cousin got struck by lightning on a monsoon in a mountain in Taiwan. I am not shitting you, he said that. And I was like, that is a bullshit lie. You know how I know it's a bullshit lie? Because nobody in Olds would ever admit to having a gay cousin. So my buddy Jeff, who happens to also live in Olds, he was at the show. We walk over to the bar next to us after, which is called the Blue Yak. And on the corner, there's a guy, and he's puking in a McDonald's bag. And I think it's the cutest thing in the world. And Jeff turns around, and he's like, you're a bitch. You moved away, and all of a sudden you're laughing at this poor guy? And I'm like, yeah, McDonald's, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I was fucking loving it. So we go inside. My buddy Jeff, you know that buddy you haven't seen in a really long time? You remember that time? Spinda, because he can't say my last name either, he's French. Spinda, you remember that time? That time we went to Rocky Mountain House and we were at a strip club called the Saddle Sore? Yeah, look it up. It's there. That's not a lie. And I was like, who in their fucking right mind names a strip club the Saddle Sore? Then I moved to Vancouver and realized that those same people probably named their nudist beach because it's called Wreck Beach. Now me being a small town Alberta girl, what do you think when you think wrecked? I think rolled over and written off twice, which is pretty much what the bodies on Wreck Beach look like. Now back to this stripper though. She was missing teeth. Both of her eye teeth were missing. I don't know why. But I did learn a very important fact while I was in Rocky Mountain House. According to the American Dental Association, 77% of plaque and tartar buildup can be prevented by sucking a dick. You have beautiful teeth, by the way. That fact makes you think of two things, though. Every time I meet somebody and they're missing teeth and I shake their hand, I'm like, dude, you should have been sucking when you were talking. And two, it makes you think of my mother, because as Jewish as she is, she's got 4 kids and false teeth. True story. Then Jeff and I were doing the boob tour, and he was our bodyguard for the night, and there was a woman there, and she was a lesbian, and Jeff tried to pick her up, and he's like, hey, do you want to go out later? And she's like, no, I'm a lesbian. And he's like, you're too short to be a lesbian. Like, there's a height standard. And then he's like, well, can I buy you a burger? Will that fix it? French people, I tell you. I did buy a pair of underwear the other day in Victoria's Secret when I was doing a gig down in Las Vegas, and I bought them only because they said famous on the bum, and I realized one day I'm going to become famous doing this, and it's already working. Because when I bought them, they were this big, and now they're this big. Thanks, guys. That's my time. Boys can show them shit.
Linda Feuerhelm, everybody. Our first wardrobe compromisation of the night. Though if your headliner has his usual way, it won't be our last. Oh, fuck. So, as some of you